Hey there, what's happening, folks? Welcome back to my eBay office here. Thank you for joining me again. So we're here Sunday evening, going to be pulling some orders like normal from the weekend that I sold on Saturday and on Sunday. I was here Friday night and I did some shipping. Yesterday I didn't come out because I had a busy day. I was doing family stuff, still celebrating my youngest boy's birthday. And actually today we just got back. We went out to dinner. He wanted to go to a Chinese restaurant, Chinese buffet, all you can eat kind of deal. And this is about the third time we've been to this one, and it was okay this time. I think maybe because it was Sunday, and there wasn't a lot of people there, because usually it's pretty packed, but the food was just kind of like meh. I mean, it was good. I still ate plenty. Pretty much didn't eat anything today, because I knew I was going out to eat tonight. And but, hey, we had a good time, and but we got to come back here, and we got to pull some orders. So that's what I'm doing now. I've got 6 orders going out that I sold on eBay. Total gross sales, a little bit over $53. My cost of goods in these items are about $9, so that's not too shabby. Before we get into orders, though, I want to go ahead and talk about something that somebody brought up, a really good comment. And it's kind of a unique situation, but I think it's something that would really benefit to talk about and to help other people that are reselling or maybe want to get into reselling. And they kind of asked what I would do in this situation or what should they do. So I'll put the comment up here so you can read it. It's a little bit long, so you might want to go ahead and pause it if you need to read it. I'm going to go ahead and read it from the computer here. But it was from Renee F3222. And, guys, I always say in my videos, like, leave me a comment, question, or whatever, and I'll answer it in a video. And I really mean that. Now, obviously, if you ask me, like, what's your favorite soda? I mean, I'll probably just answer it on YouTube. But I like these kind of questions. And I just want to preface that, like, I've been reselling for a while, but by all means, like, just take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. I do have some experience, but am I going to be right all the time? Absolutely not. But I'll tell you what I would do, and I'll give you my 2 cents. And so that's kind of where we're out here. So, again, from Renee F3222, thank you, Renee, for taking the time to leave a comment. And I'm sorry this experience happened to you, but I'm very thankful that you shared it with us because it's a good thing to talk about. So let's get into it. Like I said, I'll put the comment up here so you can read it if you want to pause and read it. But she said, Renee could be a guy. Sorry. Renee could be a guy's name or a girl's name. I don't know. Whoever you are. Appreciate it. Oh, my computer went dead. Here we go. I have 30-day free returns, which pretty much that's what I do too. Whatever eBay's basic return policy is, that's what I do. I don't think I do more than 30 days. I'm pretty sure it's 30 days. I have a 30-day free returns. Today, a buyer from 8 weeks ago left a negative feedback with photos of a product with a box saying it was not branded. That is totally incorrect. I explained that there was actual photos. It was never photographed in a box. And I only sell branded items. I follow eBay rules. I reported the negative feedback, and they won't take it down, even though the photos clearly show it's a different item. So this guy or gal, whoever returned this, she has 90-day free or 30-day free returns. Sold something 8 weeks ago. They reported negative feedback. They sent back pictures from a different item that sounds like it's outside of a box, and left her negative feedback. And so that would piss me off, to say the least. And okay, and they said they reported negative feedback and they won't take it down, even though the photos clearly show it's a different item. What should I do now? I'm going to lose my top rated, but still they're straight lying, which, yeah, obviously they are. So this is what I've talked about in the past, that eBay, too much of the times, in my opinion, they side with the buyer. And I understand they try to side with the customer much, and they don't really take the seller side too much. But I've kind of been in both situations. So you're asking, what would I do now? I'm assuming you already went to eBay and you asked for it to be removed because you said they won't take it down. So that wouldn't be good enough for me. I would probably either call eBay, and if you've ever talked to somebody from eBay, you might get somebody that's possibly overseas, and they're kind of hard to talk to, or you might get somebody that's not, but the experience that I've had usually is not very good when I talk to somebody. But what I have had good experience with, and I replied to this comment, if you go to Twitter, or it's called X now, you find the account as Ask eBay, and then you send them a direct message, and then you'll give them the item number. You'll have to sign in through their message to verify your account and all that. They'll review the feedback and everything. But if it were me, even if you've already did that, I would probably do it again. And I would make sure to show the pictures the pictures that they're showing is not even the item that I listed. This is outside of the, the 30 days. So since it was 8 weeks ago, so that's like twice as long, because you figure 30 days is a month, that's about 4 weeks. You're saying it's 8 weeks ago. So I would say it's outside of that. And I would want that feedback removed because you did everything right. And I would specify that you shipped on time, all the stuff to say that you did right. If the customer wanted to return, or if it even was the wrong item, it should fall within the policy of 30 days. And since it's not, this should be removed. What you can also do is that you can request a revision from the person that left the feedback. I would do that last. Go to eBay again, see if you can get this removed. If it's not going to get removed and it's all said and done, request a revision and say, listen, clearly this is not even the right item. Explain yourself, whatever. And then ask them to at least change it to neutral. Sometimes people will do that, but if this person's being a jerk, they might not, or they're just trying to scam you, they might not. So you can request a revision. And then what also you can do is I don't think you can do this from the app. You have to do it on the computer. You can reply to the comment, and then I've called people out completely before replying to a comment, and just basically tell them. So when people see your negative feedback, they'll see your reply, and then that way you can put, they did it outside the 8 weeks. They sent back pictures of a different item. This person was completely lying and all this stuff. And maybe you can even load your own pictures. I don't know. But those are the 3 steps that I would do. And then lastly, I would block this buyer. So I don't know how many people I have blocked now. Probably it's up to like 15. Where I've had negative experiences like this with people on eBay, and I'm not going to let them buy from me again. So make sure you block them so you never have to deal with them again. Unless they make a whole nother account and decide to come to your store, which they could do, but whatever. So that's what I would do. Like I said, I'm sorry this happened to you, but I'm glad you brought it up, because this is the kind of stuff that kind of happens sometimes, and you've got to kind of know where to go from here. And I know you mentioned about your top tier status. Like, I think I had 2 negative feedbacks in the past 6 months, and one of them I was able to get removed. I still have one sitting on right now. I think I'm at like a 99.4% feedback rating. I still have top tier status, or top rated status, or whatever it is. So don't worry too much about that. I know it stings because we work really hard to have 100% feedback, but there's not a whole lot you can do with some of that stuff. So if you're not able to get it removed, then it stays on your account for 6 months or however it is until it finally bumps itself off and you won't see it anymore. You're still going to have top rated status. So you would have to get a lot more negative feedbacks for that to go down. So don't worry too much about that. But that's your options. And I know it's probably not the best thing you want to hear, but that's where you're at. And boy, that would piss me off, Renee. That would really piss me off. So, and I'm not laughing at you, but I'm laughing at the situation because I feel what you're feeling. I have dealt with this stuff, and you don't want to deal with that. I get it. I totally get it. So I don't want to talk too much about this. We've been talking now for about 9 minutes or so. But yeah, that's what I would do. So get your feedback, see if you can get it removed. I know they said no. I would try Ask eBay. I know you mentioned you don't have a Twitter account, but just make a quick, email and tie it to Twitter. Just make a free account, Ask eBay. I've had good luck with eBay. I've had them remove feedback more times than they said no. Let's put it that way. That's what I think you should do. And like I said, if that doesn't work, I would even call, because you don't want to have that on your account if you can get it removed. So I don't know. That's where we're at. Okay, so yeah, negative feedback sucks, guys. That's kind of the way it goes. That's a bummer. Let's get into pull some orders. Let's see, what else is new? Well, I did just buy a new scale, and I've been using that old Accutech scale, my backup. My other Accutech scale that I had, But during the move, it just quit. It just stopped working, and I don't know. And honestly, it's I like that scale. It's pretty good, but I went ahead. I do have a Rollo printer here that I use, a Rollo thermal printer, and so I was like, I like that stuff, and I was pricing out the Rollo. What am I trying to say? Scales. Jeez, did I say scanner earlier? I don't know. Scale is what I bought. But the Rollo scale is basically the same. It's kind of like the Accutech. The Accutech is like over $40 or about $40, but the Rollo one is $39.99 on the website with free shipping. So I went ahead and went to the Rollo website, bought that. What I like about it is, let me show here. So what's nice about these bigger flat scales, if you have bigger packages, and it even weighs smaller stuff too, but if you have bigger packages, it can fit on there, and then your display is attached to a cord, and you can put this up in your wall, you can put it wherever else. It came with a little magnet thing you could stick to something metal. So this is nice to have it somewhere away from your scale, because if you had it next to it, if you put a big package on there, you're not going to be able to read what your display is. So that's where I want it. So the Rollo has something like this. I'll put a picture up here so you can see it. But what I like about the Rollo display, let me come back, is that it flips up a little bit. So I can set it flat on my desk here, and the display flips up, and I can read the ounces and pounds and all that good stuff. So that's pretty cool. So I bought that. That was $40. So that'll probably be here next week sometime. And it's better than that little tiny scale, which is fine if you're just kind of starting out. But when you start doing bigger stuff, you're going to need something else. So, all right, guys, let's pull some orders. I got 6 orders going out. So let's check it out. Okay, let's get busy here. One thing that I want to point out, I don't know if you guys can hear, but my air conditioning vents in my office, I got 2 of them. So when I come in here, that's one thing I noticed when I first got this place. When they were showing me this room, like I was like, oh, it's cold in here. And you guys remember my old storage unit? It was so freaking hot in there. So, but I came in today, and it's actually warmed up a little bit since I've been in here. This was 61 when I came in here. I love it in here, man. It's so cold. It's great. All right, so I've got some Indiana glass out of Tote Inn. I got this at Goodwill a while back, and I got it super cheap. I think I paid under $1 for it. But it's one of those items that if I had a flea market or like a booth, like an antique booth, that would be a lot better, because this is one of those items where they don't sell for a ton and they're kind of heavy. Well, I had it in the wrong tote. That's why I couldn't find it. This thing is pretty freaking heavy. But it's a nice little serving tray, vintage Indiana glass, that kind of amber kind of color to it. Kind of cool. But this only sold for $8 plus shipping. I had it for a little while. I was happy to get rid of it, to say the least. Okay, we sold a basketball card. This is Kelsey Mitchell. If you follow the WNBA, Kelsey Mitchell is on Caitlin Clark's team, the Indiana Fever. And since Caitlin Clark has been out, Kelsey's always been a good shooting guard, or she's always been good. But she just actually passed, what was it, like the most points this season out of everybody. So, like, she's doing really good. And what was, make sure I got the right one here. 3-4, yeah, this is it. So it's a parallel. I forgot what this is, like cracked ice, but it's the orange. So there she is going up for a layup. And they all do those layups that I was always taught not to do, the underhand layups. Like, they always told us to go up strong. But tell you what, man, they make it look easy. Kelsey Mitchell, parallel card here. This didn't sell for too much. $2.25 plus shipping. Okay, then I sold an old PlayStation 3 game. And if you guys grew up in the 80s and were teenagers in the 90s like me, you know all about Duke Nukem. This guy cracked me up. He was like one of the first games that you could play, and I remember playing on a PC first. But like, you could walk up, he would see himself in a mirror, and he would say something like, "Damn, I'm looking good." But this was my personal game. I bought this a long time ago. It's just kind of one of those first-person shooter games. He shoots aliens and stuff. But I sold this for $6 plus shipping. Out of Tote W down here, I got a Guy Harvey fishing shirt. Can't really see what it is, but we can file this under the shirts I will not buy again. I picked this up at Goodwill for a little over $1. They don't sell for much, so I was kind of happy to get rid of it when it sold, and this sold for $4 plus shipping. Sold this vintage piece of luggage up here. Picked this up in a estate sale. I think I paid around $5 or under $5. But back in the day, I remember in the 80s, everybody had something like this.
We at American Tourister know that waiting for every suitcase is the unexpected. That's why we reinforce our beautiful American Tourister lightweights with a steel frame, rugged rubber wheels, and tough protective corners. To us, at American Tourister, it's not just how good it looks, it's how long it looks good.
This sold for $26 plus shipping. Then we got a t-shirt out of T. Let me get that out of there. Okay, the brand of this t-shirt is Quicksilver. It's an okay brand. I would say resale is probably not all that good. Again, I was just taking some stab at t-shirts just to see what happens. This sold for $6.80 plus shipping. All right, guys, thanks for coming by the channel. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't yet, as always, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, that kind of stuff, be sure to leave them in a video. Renee left that comment. I'm sorry that it happened to them, but I'm glad they shared it with us so we can discuss it because it's a good example. If anybody has that kind of thing happen to them, then you want to know where to go if that does happen to you. So returns are a bummer, but it is part of reselling, and it's good to know what to do if it does happen to you. So as always, guys, like I mentioned, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. We'll answer it in a video and all that good stuff. So hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you next time.